Welcome to the Vantage HR Influencers Podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Vantage Circle, the simple and AI-powered rewards and recognition platform for employee engagement.
The concept of economics of workplace culture is vital for organizations to understand as it delves into the relationship between workplace culture and a company's financial performance. By analyzing the economic impact of a company's culture, organizations can make strategic decisions to improve themselves, not just in terms of a better culture, but also leading to increased productivity, employee satisfaction, and ultimately a better bottom line. So, owing to its significance, this podcast is dedicated to discussing the economic impact of a positive workplace culture on employee engagement and productivity. Hi everyone, I am your host for the show, Shushmita, and to discuss on the economics of workplace culture, please welcome my guest today, Harish Madaan, the Director at Industrial and Commercial Bank of China Limited. Welcome to the show, Harish.
Thank you, Sushmita, for inviting me to your podcast.
Yes, thank you for joining me today in this wonderful episode of the Vantage Influencers Podcast. So before we move forward to the topic today, would you like to tell us about yourself and your corporate journey?
Yeah, sure. To introduce myself, I'm Harish Madaan. I'm a treasury professional with 15 years of experience in bank treasuries. I have expertise in setting up of businesses for banks. I started my corporate journey as a sales side professional with the ICICI Bank. Over the period of 15 years, I got an opportunities to work in the areas of asset liability management, liquidity management, investments, foreign exchange, derivatives, physical bullion, and financial institutional businesses.
Right.
I've set up a treasury business for the bank from scratch and turn it around and make it as a key revenue driver for the bank.
Okay.
Very recently, I have set up two businesses, financial institutional business as well as bullion business, physical bullion business. In fact, in a very short span, the bullion business have grown tremendously, and our bank is awarded as best promising bullion bank in 2022. So this is a brief about my my job profile, what I do. Yeah. On my academic side, I'm a chartered accountant and FRM. I've also completed my EMDP in Advanced Strategy Management from Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. So, as I said, my corporate journey is quite interesting. I never thought that I'll reach where I am right now. I belong to a very small town in Punjab. I would say it's a more the rural side which I belongs to. I did my schooling and higher education from there. I wanted to do something in finance, but I don't know what to do because there was no guidance, no exposures to markets and financial sector, and my financial background was also not supporting. It was not so good. My father passed away when just completed my 10th standard. My mother she was sick, and when I completed my graduation, she passed away. So financially, conditions was not conducive.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was not having any financial resources to move ahead, but I had a passion for studies. I wanted to do something, but there was no guidance. But I wanted to do something in finance. So I think my auntie came in like my angel. She's saying, okay, whatever you want to do, you do it. I can support you with the food and whatever your basic needs, but then for your studies and for day-to-day expenses, you work and then you can study. So then I started with my coaching center in this small town. I started Commerce Coaching Center, and along with that, I was studying in finance. I don't know what to do because MBA, I was not having financial resources. After a long thought, I started. I said, okay, let's start with CA. And to be honest, CA is the only course where it requires dedication, commitment, and passion uh, rather than money, because fees is pretty nominal. And only thing that I have to put is I have to just put my efforts.
Right.
Though guidance would definitely support, but then in the absence, if that can still be managed. So I started my coaching center. Along with that, I started my CA studies. Coaching center Bloom worked really well. I completed my CA level 2. That is also a great achievement for me as a personally, because I was not having nothing and still like could manage without any coaching, any guidance. With completed my level 2.
Brilliant.
And then the next phase is I have to move forward with my 3 years internship program that CA as a part of CA curriculum.
Yeah.
I could easily decide to continue with what I'm doing as in a coaching center, which is doing good. And can go to somewhere in Ludhiana with small firm and can associate and can complete my CA happily. But then I think that is where my destiny is something different. Again, I wanted to do as in something in finance, though I don't know what is the financial sector and how it works. My cousin encouraged me to go to Mumbai. So we had a discussion, and in this encouragement, I said, okay, I agree. I'll go to Mumbai for pursuing my 3 years training. And when I landed in Mumbai, I was happy that though I was not having any exposure to the large city, but I was happy that I came to Mumbai, and it is being considered as in a dream city.
Dream city for so many of us, yeah.
Absolutely. So when I came here, I find city is it is a tough city to live. It is not easy, though it opens up a lot of opportunities. But to be honest, it's a tough city. So first 1 year I struggled. I struggled to find place to stay. I couldn't find a place to stay. It was a very difficult year for me. I think that was the toughest time that I could imagine in my life. After a year, I got in a hostel where I could put up. Before that, almost like 11 months, it was a big struggle. But then the one thing, there was again, one side I was thinking why I came to Mumbai. I could have easily done or did my CA over there. Why I have chosen Mumbai?
Yeah, that is something even I wanted to ask you, Harish. Till date, we always have heard about people going to Mumbai to become an actress or an actor. So for corporate sector and moving to Mumbai, we don't hear this very often.
Sushmita, this Mumbai is a financial hub. And I think this is the best place to work, and it aspires people from finance to come and work here. And to be honest, it is really fantastic to work in Mumbai, which I will discuss as we move along. But it is to be honest, it's a city of dreams, not because people look at it from film industry, but with the sort of big financial industry. It's a financial hub of India. It's a lifeline of India. So when I came, so I said, I made a mistake. I should go back because why I'm struggling here. But again, the thought was in mind that if I go back, it means I'm afraid from the challenges, and I'm accepting, I'm surrendering to the circumstances. And so I would maybe in some part of my heart, I would be guilt that I could not do it. So I just kept pushing. Another positive side of this is I was struggling on the personal side, but on the training part, on the work side, I think this was amazing, because that is the thing which really helped me to kept me pushing to know it is the opportunity that I got in Mumbai was amazing.
Right.
To be honest, again, it is my destiny, I would say. When I search and apply to many CA consulting firms, and I've been selected in one which is MP Chitle and Company. To be honest, before joining, I didn't know that MP Chitle and Company is they are expert in finance sector, and they are very, very reputed and well known. I didn't know that. I joined it because their stipend is higher than the others one. Other was offering very small at that point of time. They were offering first year 3,000, next year 4,000, and third year is the 5,000 rupees. So that was the stipend. But things that really pushed me that okay, that I'm getting something more so that I can survive. So this is what my earning was, and having saved what I little saved back when I was doing teaching, and so after and also I've been put up to the assignment where in a banking sector, it was in a Yes Bank treasuries. See, I think when I move ahead, I get along with the people who came in the form of angel, who supported me, guided me. Here in Yes Bank, I think that was formative years of my corporate journey. Whether I met with wonderful people over there who supported me. My employer was a fantastic employer. I feel that I had never got an opportunity the way that I got it in that company, because we got a room and flexibility to work. We got a flexibility to talk to anyone from top to bottom. Being a first year junior guy who could not even from a rural and don't have I didn't have any exposure to a city. I got an opportunity to speak with the senior, mid to senior level, anyone across the hierarchy. I think that was so wonderful. That is something which kept me pushing. Okay, move, just stay, because the time will pass. And believe me, when I got a hostel, it was a big relief. And the people around me was wonderful. And I think I never looked back after that.
So you took the right decision at the right time, isn't it? Although your aunt and your cousin had a good role to play in that.
Right. They have a big role to play. I think my auntie is, I can never repay her debt, because what I am right now is because of my auntie and encouragement of my cousin. But believe me, I come across a lot of circumstances where I don't know how the things will move. And someone came in the form of angel, guided me and took to the other side. I think that is where I feel I believe in that. I think the God is very kind to me. Though there was I have faced initial challenges, but God is very kind to me and supported me. I always feel there's some invisible force which guides me.
And congratulations, Harish, for where you're today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, Harish, we're moving forward to our topic today that we'll be discussing the economics of workplace culture. So, since workplace culture has been shown to directly impact employee productivity, engagement, retention, and well-being, all of which have economic implications for any company. So, it is important to understand this concept in depth. So, first of all, could you describe the meaning of economics of workplace culture along with its significance to our audience?
Yeah, sure. When we talk about economics of a workplace culture, it means how the workplace culture will shape the economic future of a company. Now, if you look at in aggregate or collectively, it will result into economic development of a country.
Right.
This culture impacts company and country in the form of higher productivity, innovation, health, happiness, and lot more. Some are resulting into direct, which we can see tangible result.
Direct results.
Some are indirect, intangible results, but those are having a great bearing to shape the company, shape the economy, and shape the society as a whole.
Yeah.
So when I talk about workspace culture, it refers to set of shared values, beliefs, and practices that shape the behavior and attitudes of employees in the organization. So the workplace culture have a profound impact on the experiences of employees and the growth of the company. Now look at the positive or negative sides of both. When we're talking about the positive side of workplace culture can create an environment in which employees feel valued, supported, motivated. Employees can feel that their contributions are meaningful and organizations are recognizing and appreciating, and they feel more engaged in the work.
Right.
This brings commitment. They are committed to the company's goals, company's missions. Now, the result of this would be engaged employees mean more productivity, greater collaboration, more innovations, and it would help the company to build the foundation for their long-term development. Now, on the contrary, if you look at the consequences of not having a good workspace culture is it lead to employees disengagement, higher attrition, higher cost for interviews, trainings to employees, decreased productivity across. So employees feel not being valued. The organizations, the opinions are not being heard. Now, what would result into lower productivity? That would immediately translate into lower profitability, lower customer experience. When the company wants to grow, it is not able to attract a good talent. So that is why when talking about the economy of workspace culture, it is very, very essential to have an influential, a positive workspace culture, which would foster innovation, productivity, and would help to long-term development of the company, and in aggregate would for the country too.
Yeah.
So that is what I meant by economics of corporate culture.
So definitely, so the culture of any workplace, it has the potential to, shape the economy in significant ways. All the things that you have mentioned about engagement, retention, then we can say about reduced absenteeism, which is an result of employee engagement as well. So all this definitely leads to increased profitability in the long run, isn't it? So let's talk about motivating and appreciating employees a bit, Harish. The significance of rewards and recognition, which we cannot definitely undermine. So I'm sure that you would agree with me on this, but when it comes to the economics of workplace culture, do you think rewards and recognition can be a helpful tool? Like what role does it play in improving the economic of a workplace culture?
I definitely agree with this. Rewards and recognitions plays a vital role. But along with reward and recognition, it is important that the company should have clarity of their goals, their vision, and individual KPI of employee should be aligned with the organization's goals. Now, incentive program should be very, very clearly defined. And apart from this, employees' growth trajectory in the organization should be clearly defined and visible to employees.
Right.
Further, I believe reward and recognition program should be complemented with employees' engagement program by developing relational contracts. Now, when I mean relational contracts, we should be empathetic towards the employee. We understand their challenges, provide a happiness, improve workspace culture where the employees would be more heard, their feedbacks are valued. So that is where it helps to develop contraction relationship. Employees should be given space to show their creativity. So all this, if you put together, where aligned KPIs with the engagement lead to commitment. When the employees are clear, what it leads, there would be less attrition. They are committed, innovation, collaborative workspace culture would be developed. And that is where the new innovations and new product ideas will come up. And ultimately, new product ideas mean the companies are ahead from its competitor, and which would result into higher profitability and longer value proposition for the company. But also as an aggregate, if this is the culture being imbibed across, would result into greater economic development of our country.
Yeah, right. So like when we enforce values and visions and missions that you just said, Harish, in the workplace, it helps, it provides with a sense of a direction and a purpose to the employees. It help to align employees' behaviors as well and attitudes with the organization's goals, right?
Right. So employees should feel they should feel proud associating with the company.
Right.
A company can be big and small, but once the person have inner feeling, an employee has an inner feeling towards its company, that company takes care of me well, understand me, it's rewarding me, recognize my contribution, I've been heard, I've been given enough space to show my creativity. That is the big positive. And that is where usher the new innovation, new product ideas, higher customer experiences, and that is what lead to the development. So the key is, to sum up and say, the employee should feel belongingness and feel proud to associate with the company.
Proud to be associated with the company. Very true, Harish. So can you provide our audience with some examples of, some companies or organizations that have successfully, leveraged their workplace culture to achieve economic success?
We generally talk about global MNCs. I would just give a very Indian example from where these. First is an example of where I work as in my CA consulting firm, where I started as an internship training program. I spent over there 3 years, and I believe the kind of culture which is there in the organization is more relational, where the partners would have a personal touch. We are easily accessible. We could just go over there, and they direct employees and give them enough space to grow. So this is one of where I'm talking about the small consulting, small consulting firm, and I still believe that is having a profound impact on me as a human, and when I'm as a manager, when I look at, because it tells me that how we should treat employee. Where employee, it should not be that employees should not have access to the seniors. So that is something which I learned and imbibe from the very beginning. I'm very fortunate that I work with the wonderful people. I worked over there as a senior partner, Ashutosh Pednekar and Anaga Thatte. I have a lot of respect that what I am as an organization because of these people and the value they imbibe, honesty, transparency. Though they may not be a good team master, but then as an employer perspective, I rate and regard them very, very high. Then I look at from the Indian large company. I have studied about. I read a lot about this. As ITC, they have developed high performance culture in their organization, and see the transformation journey of the company from tobacco to large diversified conglomerate with a large FMCG sector, FMCG company, which is like growing and performing exceedingly well in all the product line which they are offering.
The product lines. True. Right.
Yeah. So the basic culture they have given best of the salaries and hired and the best of the talent. Along with, it's not only the best of talent they have hired, they have nurtured them by first is giving the clear visibility with the aligning the organization's goals with the individual goals, and further they are supporting with the engagement program. In fact, if you look at their growth strategy, which they call the 6 growth pillars, humans capital is a core of their growth strategy. So that is how they are valuing their employee. So that we could see the transformation journey of that company. The next I would look at as a startup, which is not a startup now, it's a unicorn, Zerodha. Zerodha, I was even listening to the promoter and the vision, and they give great emphasis to employ the human capital. They believe that if a person or employee spend a significant time over there, it has created a value proposition which is difficult to replace. It would take long time. So when the promoter think that because my growth is depending upon my employees' well-being, and this change the mindset, that when it talks about how the employee should be happy, what kind of policies, what kind of culture should be imbibed so that a person should continue to stay in the organization and continue to grow. I think this is nothing but is a mindset and belief. And then you translate, and when you putting employee as a center and core of your growth, I think that is where these companies have grown and bring transformation in their respective areas. So these are some of the few I would like to discuss.
Yeah, right. Thank you for sharing these examples, Harish. So finally, what advice do you have to offer to the businesses that are looking to improve their workplace culture in order to drive, economic growth and success?
Today's organizations are very complex, especially in service sector, where it is difficult to measure individual performance as well as because we all are interdependent. So in service sector, in high value added industries, human resource is the biggest success, and success of any organizations depends upon basically two factors. One is business strategy and the other is strength of human capital. And I believe human capital is the first, because if a company will not have a strong human resource, whatever the strategy a company is adopting is not going to yield a desired result. So human capital is first, that I believe. So this underlies the importance of human capital. So in order to create a positive workplace, I would advise companies can focus on variety of initiatives like fostering open communication, recognizing and reward employees' contribution, promoting work-life balances, investing in employees, training in their development. So by prioritizing these things, I think company can create a culture that value and support employee, where employee will have proud in associating with the company. This will lead to improve employee experiences and long-term growth. That is what I believe.
Yeah, brilliant, Harish. Thank you for joining us today. So before we wrap up this session, our audience might want to ask you some further questions. They might want to provide feedback for this conversation or might express their interest in working with you maybe. So it would be great if you can tell us how they can reach out to you.
Reach out on my LinkedIn profile. I'm very active on LinkedIn, where if you have any questions where you want to further engage, would be happy to engage with.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast and to share my perspective. Generally, I go and speak about economics, but on human capital, this is something was a brilliant opportunity for me to speak about.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, actually, Harish, for accepting my invitation and joining in our conversation today. So it has been an honor to have you share your thoughts and experiences, Harish. Thank you so much for your time and insights once again.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I would also like to thank our listeners today for taking the time to tune into this conversation. Stay tuned till the next time.
Thanks for listening to the Vantage HR Influencers Podcast. Please do subscribe to Vantage HR Influencers Podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and our YouTube channel for new episodes.